Hi everyone, welcome back to Documenting Growth. Thanks for being a part of this process. Thanks for your love. Thanks for your encouragement in the comment section. And also, thanks for your subscription. Please, if you have not subscribed, please do well to do that now. Thank you very much for that. If you have done that, thank you also for subscribing. So, in my last video, I said that I was going to be reading this book, The Almanack of Naval Ravikant, and I said I was going to be giving a book review if it is worth the read, the value I packed from the book, if there's any value, and I was going to generally talk about the book, but I wasn't so sure about the narrative I will go with. I don't know if I should make the book review when I'm done with the book or as I'm reading the book. So when I started this book, it was too interesting, it was too power packed for me to wait till the end of the book. I was eager to share what I have learned and what I have gained from this book. So I decided to give a review now. The book is divided into two major parts, and I'm done with the first part. So I decided to make a review on the first part. This is the first part. I decided to make a review on the first part. So, which is why I am here. I try to pen down as much as I can so that I will not miss and I will not forget anything I would like to say. So let me give you a backstory about this book. This book was written or compiled by Eric Jorgenson. Eric Jorgenson about Naval Ravikant. So the book was not even written about this man. The book was not written by Naval Ravikant, but it was compiled from his thought process. This book was compiled from his tweets, his quotes, his thought process. His podcast. That was where he compiled this book from. And this book will give you an insight on the kind of person Naval Ravikant is. And I even researched about him. He's actually quite a very popular person in the tech industry. He's wealthy, and these are his thoughts and his perspective on life, wealth, personal growth, and so much more. So I'm going to try to summarize my value or my learnings in in a short possible way. I'm going to summarize it as much as I can. So I penned down some value in this book, and I'm going to be, if you see me looking down, I'm trying to make sure that I am not forgetting anything. So this book is divided into two parts, like I've said: building wealth, building judgment. That is the first part. Then the second part is happiness, saving yourself, and philosophy. So I'm just done with the building wealth, so I decided to say it. So according to the tweet of Naval Ravikant, he said that getting rich is a skill. Becoming wealthy is a skill. It is not something that you learn in school. It is something that is a skill that you learn to develop. So getting rich is about knowing what to do, who to do it with, and when to do it. So he's basically saying that it's not all about hard work. It's about directing your hard work in the right direction. That is what getting rich is. And in summary of everything that he said, in summary of everything that I gained from this book, it is basically productizing yourself. You need to productize yourself. You need to make yourself. It should be a person. It should be a product. It should be a product that you can sell to people. And what does it mean by that? I'm going to further break down what I mean by productizing yourself. So from the productizing yourself, you have the word productize and you have the word yourself. So yourself, in the word yourself, you have your uniqueness, what makes you different. Do you understand? What makes you different? What is that specific knowledge that you have that you can be accountable to, and also you can leverage? So when we talk about productizing that yourself, that means you should learn how to build your uniqueness. You should learn how to sell your uniqueness. You should learn how to be accountable to your uniqueness. And you should also learn a specific knowledge. You should know a specific knowledge that you can leverage on. So you further understand what I'm saying as I go on about. And he said that building wealth is a long-term goal. It's not something that there's no a get rich is building wealth is not a get rich scheme that you can just hit the jackpot and you become wealthy. It is something that you build gradually. And he went further to define the difference between money and wealth. Money basically is a social status, is a social money is the way to which you transfer wealth. Do you understand? It is through money that you can transfer wealth. It is like an IOU for what you have done. Money is like an IOU for what you have done. Oh, you helped me do so. This is an IOU. Thank you for doing this. That is what money is. But wealth is basically having assets. Having assets that even when you are sleeping, those assets is still working to get you money. It is still helping you raise money. That is what building wealth, and that is the difference between wealth and money, according to him. So what else am I missing? Then I will explain more on your what I mean by uniqueness. Your uniqueness is your personality, what makes you unique, what makes you different, what are your passionate, what are your passion, what are you passionate about. That is what it's talking about, uniqueness. What is different, what is that innate ability that you have that you can sell, and of course what is that specific knowledge that you have that another person does not have. What is it that is so different about you? You need to search yourself to find what makes you unique. Then also accountability. Of course, for you to be accountable, you need leverage. You need a leverage, and leverage comes in form of labor, capital, and of coding. Of recent, we have leverage that comes from in form of media. And also he said that in order for you to get things, in order for you to be able to leverage, you need to build credibility, and credibility can only be built when you build your own name, which is actually quite risky. And when I was reading this book, I realized that in a way it is about your personal brand, building your personal brand. What makes you you? What is your authentic you? And as you are building your best personal brand, you are building your credibility, that people can, at the end of the day, people can use you, or you can sell yourself, you can sell your judgment, because you have built your credibility, which is not something that you build in a day. Then also he also said that building wealth is not in the aspect of wage work. So people will argue here that, because he was trying to say that you can actually not get wealthy by working for somebody or by receiving a salary. So people will argue that not everybody can be a businessman, not everybody can be a boss of his own. But I beg to differ, that you need to understand what he's trying to say. Of course, not everybody can be in the business line, but also everybody can also try to build wealth. Even doctors, let's say doctors are people that are paid salary, right? They work in the hospital and they are paid. But you realize that doctors that are able to build wealth are doctors that maybe opened their private practice, they started their own hospital. That is when they started building their own wealth. And also, you don't need to be in a business for you to build your own wealth. You can be a 9 to 5 job and start investing. You can build wealth by investing. And that's what some of us are missing. Like of recent, there's a bank in Nigeria that sold his shares, that sold her shares for as small as 7 naira for a unit. Yes, 7 naira. And I know that so many of us waste 1,000 naira at least in 2 days. Not necessarily waste, but you use 1,000 naira for something that you can do without. Imagine how many units you can buy with 5,000 naira. How many units you can buy with 2,000 naira for a bank that is selling a unit of her shares for 7 naira. So it's about you knowing that you building wealth is not something that you can get from getting wages. So you cannot rely, if you're a 9 to 5, don't rely on your 9 to 5 salary. And if you're not a 9 to 5er, you should know or try to look for something that will help you gain wealth, which can come in form of media, it can come in form of YouTubing, it can come in form of you investing. As you are sleeping, your investment is working. Necessarily, you do not have to be there. Then also he said finding a position of leverage, that he said we live in a society where we have an infinite leverage. Sorry for the background noise, I need to finish this video. And so he said for you to know, it's a knowledge that only you or a small set of people knows, comes out of passion or hobby. So if you find out your hobby, that is what we mean by finding out what your passion is. If you find out what your hobby is, then Nobody can actually describe your hobby as much as you can. Just that's what it reminded me of a quote where it says nobody can compete with being you. Do you understand? Nobody can compete with being you. The way I will sell this book is different from the way you will sell this book. So you can't compete with me by being me. So that is the reason why you need to find out what your passion is. You find out what your passion is, then nobody can beat you at selling your passion. Nobody can beat you at selling your passion. That's actually very interesting. Then what else did I jot down? Then he also talked about the types of leverage. We have labor leverage, we have capital leverage, we have permissionless leverage. And for labor leverage, somebody has to decide to follow you. For capital leverage, somebody has to give you money to invest or to turn into a product. Then the best and the last form of leverage that he talked about was permissionless. You don't need somebody's permission for you to leverage on it. You don't need somebody's signature to leverage on it, and that is because you do not you do not need somebody to say, oh, go ahead. Like my YouTube now, nobody's telling me, oh, I give you the permission to post YouTube videos on YouTube. My boss is not giving me permission. That is because this form of leverage is permissionless, and this is because, and you can use them to succeed. You can use YouTube to succeed, you can use Twitter to succeed, you can use social media. Basically, you can use the media to succeed. And he also listed some forms of some forms of leverage that are permissionless. We have coding, writing books. In fact, this book itself is a form of leverage for the person that compiled this book. We have recording podcasts, tweeting, YouTube, and so much. These are the form of ways that you can leverage on to also build wealth. And also there's also real estate. You can also invest in real estate. So what generally, this video has amounted to 12 minutes, so let me just summarize everything that I've gained in my own words. This book is about finding yourself. Firstly, knowing what calls to you, knowing your authentic self, knowing what you are unique at, knowing what you are passionate about. If you are passionate about something, you can never get tired of it. No matter the trials that comes with it, you will not get tired of it. No matter the frustration, because it is your passion. And when you are passionate about something, you will succeed in it, because you will sell your uniqueness about it. Then after you find out what makes you, another thing I learned about it is you build your personal brand. Building your personal brand, that is building your uniqueness, building what makes you. And in building it is also very risky, because you'll be using your name to build it, and that way you will build credibility for yourself. And in everything, I will liken this to personal branding. For example, let me use an example. We have people like okay, let me use somebody like Nigeria. Let me use somebody like who do we know who is a popular? Okay, let me use someone like Ruth Kadiri. Ruth Kadiri is an actress, or is an actress in Nigeria and a film producer. She built herself as a personal brand. We all know who she is. She has built herself so much that she knows what calls to her, which is acting. She's passionate about it. Then she leverages. What ways can she leverage it? She decided not to just rely on the fact that somebody will call her to pay her for acting. She decided to leverage her passion on YouTube, and today she's one of the biggest YouTubers that we have in the movie industry. She has over 2 million subscribers on YouTube. She leveraged YouTube. She understands YouTube, and she's using it on that specific knowledge that she has about, which is filmmaking, producing movies. And today she's a very successful YouTuber. She has amassed the highest subscribers that we have in the movie industry. Nobody has that much of a subscribing community. Nobody has that much of subscribers in the movie industry as much as she has, and which she has built a name for herself. She's credible, and the way she has built her personal brand, her authentic self, that people go by her recommendation, people buy her judgment. If today Ruth Kadiri says, oh, I recommend this book, I'm giving my judgment on this book, so many people are going to believe in this judgment and are going to work by it. So please know your unique self. Find out what makes you unique, what makes you passionate about it. then build a specific knowledge around that passion, sell it and leverage it in one way or the other. It's either you are leveraging into the media, you are leveraging it through writing a book, or you are leveraging it in so many other ways. And if you cannot do this, if you cannot write a book, if you cannot build content on YouTube, or you cannot do podcasts, you cannot tweet, then you can also invest. You can buy assets, you can do real estate. I have a friend that she does real estate, and she basically sleeps while her money works. You can actually invest in real estate. So many people are cashing out from real estate. Then you can actually buy shares. You buy shares from companies that are selling their shares, because you are trying to build wealth. And also, building wealth is not it is a marathon journey. It is a process. It's not something that you do boom and you blow. There's no blowing up. Building wealth is a gradual process, so don't be in a rush to build. And this is as much as I can summarize this, so bear with me. So personally, if you want to read the book, the best way to understand is to read the book. The book is actually an interesting one. I don't know if I can get a PDF of it online, but if I can get a PDF of it, in my next video I'll attach it, my PDF. I'll attach the PDF to the video so that you can understand it. So my takeout is productize yourself, productize your uniqueness, productize your passion, productize what makes you you. Build credibility online, build yourself, build your personal brand, grow, build your wealth. And don't be in a rush to make money. If you are in a rush, it will elude you. You will make mistakes. And if you hate wealth, it will elude you. So love money. I love money actually, but I'm not so desperate about it. Thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, and this is my first review on this book online. I hope I did well, but either ways will improve. So in my next video, on when I'm done with the